dive into something a little bit like a training set of videos. This is going to be a 5-part series, all about how to become a good supervisor. Now, let me adjust my light here a little bit. So, from worker to supervisor, here's what nobody tells you. My first day as a supervisor, I almost lost complete control of the entire floor. But I didn't. I held my head together, and I made it through. And I had my stumbles here and there, but I succeeded finally. But there was those ups and downs. All right. So, how to become a supervisor? Not the textbook version, not the corporate speech, but what it exactly takes to, when you're standing on a production floor trying to make things happen. Now, before we get into it, if you've worked a line, ran a machine, dealt with production pressure, go ahead, hit that like button. Subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, because you don't want to, miss out the next time that I'm on here giving you more help and ideas. And always share this with someone who's either stepping into leadership yourself, if you're doing that, or if you know someone in leadership that's having issues that needs a refresher. Now, time for the real talk, no fluff. Alright, so a lot of people think becoming a supervisor isn't about position, title, moving up. But the truth is, it starts way before that. You can be in a quality role, a machinist, a team leader, or just someone on the floor paying attention. That's where it begins. Because the first thing you need is a mindset. You have to understand something most people don't think about. You're the middle. You're between upper management and the people actually doing the work. If you don't understand both sides, you're going to struggle. I've seen it. Upper management has expectations, numbers and deadlines, safety requirements, and they're looking at the big picture. But the people on the floor, they're dealing with reality. Machines breaking down, parts not fitting, stress, fatigue, life outside work. So your job as a supervisor is to take what upper management needs and make it happen through the people on the floor. That's not easy. That's where most people fail, and they lean too far one way or the other. They either become the mouthpiece for management, or they try to be one of the guys and avoid conflict. And I've seen that happen. You can't do that. You have to live in the middle, and that takes a certain kind of mindset. And you have to be okay with conflict, because you're not looking for it, but not avoiding it either, because it's coming every shift. different personalities, different expectations, different problems, and how you handle that comes from within. You can learn techniques, you can learn communication skills, uh, but the ability to stand there and stay calm under pressure, that's something deeper. That's something you either build over time or it's already in you. Now, for me, a lot of that came from what I saw growing up. My dad was in that role, so I watched it. I listened. I saw how situations were handled, um, how people were talked to, how problems were solved. And then I took that and combined it with my own experience and the supervisors I worked under, the good ones, the bad ones, because sorry, had a bug there, because you learn just as much from what not to do as what to do. And I made a decision early on, if I ever stepped into that role, I was gonna treat people the way I want to be treated, with respect. But at the same time, I wasn't gonna lose control of the floor, because respect doesn't mean weakness, and authority doesn't mean disrespect. And there's a balance there, and when you find it, that's when things really start to click. Because people will work for you, not because they have to, but because they trust you. And at the same time, you're still hitting the numbers, still meeting expectations, still doing what the company needs. That's the goal, and that's the standard. I'm telling you right now, anything less than that, you're either going to struggle or you're going to fail in this position. But here's the good news. You can develop it. You can sharpen it. If you're willing to be honest with yourself and willing to grow. And that's what this series is all about. We're going to break down real situations, real problems, real ways to handle them, not sugarcoating, just what works. So if that's something you're serious about, make sure you're subscribed and ready for the next one, because next we're getting into something every supervisor deals with: conflict on the floor, how to handle it without losing your people or your authority. We'll be covering, what happens when a breakdown happens on one of the lines that's, the hot job. Can't recall the other things, but I know that the last one will be a safety issue, and how prepared are you to handle a serious safety issue as a supervisor, the pressures. So until then, I'll see you in the next one.